I told you there's a way to make $1,000 a week on Etsy using absolutely zero paid advertising. And before you think that this is too good to be true, just hear me out because I know that what I'm about to share will give you the results. I'm talking about leveraging Etsy's built-in traffic machine, something that most sellers completely ignore while they're busy burning money on Etsy ads or getting overwhelmed with social media. Etsy is literally handing you customers on a silver platter, but 99% of sellers are actually doing it completely wrong. See, while everyone's obsessing over Amazon FBA fees and eBay's dying organic reach, there's this gold mine sitting right under their nose, a platform where customers come ready to buy, not just browse. I've been selling on Etsy for years and I've cracked a code that separates $100 a month sellers from $1,000 a week earners, and it's not what you think. So let me show you why everyone is getting this wrong. Look, everyone keeps talking about Amazon and eBay like they're the only game in town, but let me tell you why that's actually backwards thinking. Amazon, sure, there's plenty of volume, but you're paying $40 a month just to play, plus 15% fees, plus inventory, plus advertising costs that actually keep climbing. So you're basically renting space in someone else's very expensive warehouse. eBay, folks usually go on eBay to buy secondhand, like vintage collectible or car parts, and it's really not the best place to sell print on demand or digital products, in my opinion. But Etsy, this is where it actually gets interesting. First, the cost barrier is practically nothing in comparison because you pay a one-time fee of $30 to set up your store and then just 20 cents per listing and 6.5 transaction fee, about 9%. And that's it, you're in business. No monthly subscription, no inventory fee, and no warehouse costs. And also, Etsy is so beginner friendly. It's low cost and low pressure compared to Amazon. On Amazon, success usually requires big upfront investments. You'll need expensive tools like Helium 10 just to do product research, plus paid advertising and a solid understanding of digital marketing. But on Etsy, you don't need any of that. You don't have to be a marketing expert and you don't have to spend money on ads just to get seen. It's like essentially having a shop inside a busy mall. You just need to understand what people are already coming in to buy, and you can post a good listing and instantly start getting real data on what's actually working without spending a dime in advertising. And that's what makes Etsy the perfect place to learn how to create products that actually sell. Second, and this is huge, Etsy customers are buyers majority of the time, right? Not browsers. So when someone's searching personalized wedding gifts on Etsy, they're most likely ready to purchase. The buying intent is through the roof. Third, here's what actually most people miss completely. The customer data is goldmine by itself. See, Etsy is more than just a marketplace. It's a learning platform. It gives you real buyer behavior data without spending a dollar on advertising. So you can also use tools like Allura and Everbee for more insights. But that means you can actually understand exactly what people are clicking on and buying, so you can quickly learn what makes a product irresistible. This is why Etsy is the perfect launchpad. You get real-time feedback on your ideas and you learn what your customers love, and you build a skill to create irresistible bestsellers. This is the real advantage. But here's the thing, that most sellers mess this up actually from day one because they're making mistakes that kill their Etsy biz potential. All right, let me tell you why most Etsy sellers are stuck making $50 a month while others are pulling in thousands. Mistake number one, this is the big one. Most sellers think like this: oh, I'm selling a coffee mug, so I'm gonna optimize for a coffee mug. Wrong. Stop focusing so much on what you're selling, like the actual product. Stop optimizing your listing thinking it's just about the product, and start thinking about why is someone buying it. They're not just searching for a coffee mug. They're probably searching for a funny gift for a coffee lover, or best friend birthday present, or office secret Santa under 20. See the difference there? You need to think like your customer, not like your product catalog. So instead of like handmade jewelry, think about anniversary gift for wife or graduation present for daughter. Your SEO should answer this question: what problem does this solve? And what feeling does it create, and what's the occasion of this particular product? Like, why would somebody buy this product? Mistake number two, okay, real talk. I see a lot of sellers get stuck stressing about niches, SEO, titles, you name it. But after auditing hundreds of Etsy stores, I see the same thing over and over again. People think that they have a traffic problem because they open their analytics, they see they barely have any views, and then they go, oh, I need just more people to see my stuff. I need to bring in traffic. But here's the thing, most of the time it's not a traffic problem. Etsy algorithm is actually pretty smart. So if your listing is solid, it will get shown. The real problem is your listing isn't doing its job. Even with the perfect SEO, if your product doesn't connect with your buyers, you're still not gonna make any sales. Here's where everyone gets it backwards. Most sellers start with what they want to sell, then try to retrofit their customers for it. So for instance, I love making candles, so I will sell candles on Etsy. That's completely backwards. Successful sellers start with what customers are already buying, then figure out how to serve that demand. And trust me, everyone makes this mistake, myself included. I once spent 2 weeks perfecting a motivational necklace message card design because I thought it was genius. Want to know how many sales I made? 0. Meanwhile, some other sellers were making $8,000 a month with much simpler to my boyfriend necklaces because that's actually what people were buying. So the question isn't what I want to make. The question is, what are people desperately buying on Etsy right now? And here's the kicker. Most people are using the wrong metrics to figure this out. You know what else is pretty funny? Everyone obsesses with search volume. Oh my God, this keyword got 10,000 searches per month. So what? Search volume doesn't translate to sales. You know what matters? Sales volume. How many people are actually buying the stuff, not just searching for it. So this is where tools like Everbee become your best friend, because you don't just look at search volume, you look at estimated sales. So you find products that are actually selling hundreds of units per month. That's your gold mine right there. Like, look at this dating tracker. None of the keywords that are being used have super high search volume per se, but this is in demand right now. It's averaging 137 sales per month. This is where the gold is. Instead of only focusing on search volume, you need to understand what are people into, understand real demand. The goal is to find products that not only attract attention, but also convert into purchase. All you need to do is open Everbee, filter by your category, sort estimated sales, not search volume, and look for products doing $1,000 per month with decent review counts. Those are your opportunities. But once you find a winning product category, how do you stand out from everyone else? This is the most important part, and if you do not do this, you're literally leaving money on the table. I see so many times sellers create very nice design, very nice products, and then they just slap it on a white background, and then they wonder why no one's buying it. Listen, people don't buy products, they buy emotions. And let's remember, buying online is a visual experience. They buy the vision of how this product fits into their life. Your mock-ups need to tell that story. Don't just show a t-shirt on a white background. Show it being worn by someone who looks like your ideal customer. It has to look cool, right? So selling coffee mugs, for instance, show them in a cozy kitchen counter with steam rising from it, right? Morning light, maybe like through a window. Just take a look at this listing right here. It's set against a minimalistic background with someone holding the product. It helps build a real vision for the buyer. And that's what you want to do with your mock-ups. Mock-ups are essential. This is what's going to help you differentiate yourself from your competitors. Are you selling wedding invitations? Show them in a beautiful table setting with elegant details. Use smart mock-ups. Just take a look at this listing. Can you honestly say that you don't want to buy it after seeing this? Your mock-up is your way to grab the attention of your customers. It's your marketing. It's actually doing all the emotional selling for you. But here's also where you can actually multiply your sales by creating bundles. So instead of selling one digital design for $5, create a theme and you can resell that for $15 to $25. So for instance, new mom essentials, where you include baby-related graphics and quotes, or small business starter pack where you include logo templates and social media graphics, right? People love getting more value, and you're also gonna love the higher order values, right? So it's win-win. But wait, this is not it. I'm also going to share this one platform that also could get you potential sales and traffic on Etsy without spending any money. Now, I know everyone talks about using Pinterest to drive traffic to their Etsy shop. And yes, it can work. Some sellers swear by it. But let me be honest with you, Pinterest requires a big time investment. It's not do nothing and watch the sales just come in. You need to understand Pinterest SEO, create pin-worthy graphics. You also need to post consistently and and optimize your boards. And here's the thing, the results don't come fast, but it does work. So if you want to explore Pinterest as an additional traffic source, go for it. But you have to stay consistent and do not lose hope early on. Use a tool like Tailwind app to schedule your Pinterest post, but also don't make your Pinterest your primary strategy. Why? Because more often than not, most sellers don't have listings that customer want, especially at the beginning. So you should instead focus on creating irresistible listings. Plus, remember, first leverage Etsy's built-in traffic. It's waiting for you. So first, make sure that you have sales, consistent sales, before going on Pinterest. And a mistake I see a lot of beginners make is that they spend a lot of time on Pinterest, uploading their listings on Pinterest and wondering why they're not getting more traction. Well, because it's kind of like chicken before the egg. First, you need to make sure that people like your listing, and you will get that data from Etsy. And once you do, then you can expand and start posting those listings that are getting sales on Pinterest. So here's a $1,000 per week formula. So let me break it down exactly how this works with real numbers. So to hit $1,000 per week, you need roughly $6,000 per month in sales. So let's say your average order value is anywhere between $20 to $40, which is totally achievable. That means that you need about 150 sales per month, so roughly 5 to 10 sales per day. I know it sounds like a lot. It's not when you understand Etsy's traffic potential. And well-optimized listing with high demand can get about 100 views per day with 2 to 6% conversion rate, which is normal for Etsy. That's about 5 to 10 sales per day from one listing alone. Now imagine that you have 3 to 5 optimized listings. The math starts working in your favor really quickly. So the potential is there. You just have to really focus on having that best seller at the beginning, putting all your energy into creating that best sellers, then you can scale from there. So here's your action plan. Research in-demand ideas using sales volume, not search volume. Create customer-centric listings with buying search intent SEO. Use compelling mockups that sell the experience, and bundle related products for higher order values. And then you scale by adding more of what is working and optimizing your listings. So this isn't about getting lucky with one viral product. This is about building a system that is constantly generating sales from Etsy's practically free organic traffic. Look, I've just given you the framework, but the reality is that knowing the strategy and knowing how to execute it are actually completely different things, because you could be spending the next 6 months spinning your wheels trying to figure out what kind of mock-up, what kind of design, how to do your research, trying to crack the Etsy algorithm through a lot of trial and error, really. Or you could skip the learning curve entirely, because the seller is making $1,000 per week. They aren't just watching YouTube videos, they're following a proven system that shortcuts years of trial and error for them. And that's exactly what my Etsy selling formula delivers, the complete A to Z system. So if you're tired of wasting hours on listings that don't go anywhere, or you are ready to change your strategy, watch my free training and learn how you can scale from 0 to 10K plus month without the burnout. So click the link below to watch my free workshop, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.